Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be doing something a little bit different, and today we're gonna be doing, um, 5 women's superstars and 5 men's superstars. I'm gonna explain why they deserve to win Money in the Bank, and some, creative stuff of why I feel like they should win Money in the Bank. Now, there's gonna be 5 women and 5 men, and also the reason why I sound a little bit sick in this video is because I just got done traveling to America, and I just got back to Canada just now, and I don't know if I just got sick because of the of something that happened in America or what, I don't know, but I'm feeling fine. I tested negative for COVID. I think I just got a little cold, so mind my voice. But um, let's start with the women's side, and let's start with the person that I want to win the women's Money in the Bank match the most, Io Sky. It just makes sense, and this would be the easiest way to break up Damage Control. Now, I don't want Damage Control broken up because obviously I have a bias for Damage Control. I love all three. Like, Bailey, Io, and Dakota, even before Damage Control, were 3 of my favorite women's superstars. I would legitimately put them in my top 10. So to see them as a faction, you kind of figure that I have a little bit of a bias when it comes to Damage Control. But you have to break it up soon. I think it's just about that time that we just move on from Damage Control. And I'm going to be honest with you, having Io Sky win Money in the Bank, Bailey getting jealous and then attacking her, or attacking Io rather, is definitely a good booking way to get it done. And Io cashing in on Asuka at potentially SummerSlam would be a good way. Now, if Io wins the Money in the Bank, she's not facing Asuka at SummerSlam. It wouldn't make sense for that to happen. Like, I hate if Money in the Bank winners get title opportunities, it kind of ruins the purpose of them winning Money in the Bank in the first place. The whole purpose of them winning Money in the Bank is that they can get a title opportunity whenever they want, and them getting a clean slate title match doesn't make sense. Now, for me, I think Bianca versus Asuka running it back at SummerSlam would be good, and I even would go on to say that maybe even seeing someone like Zelina take on Asuka would be good for SummerSlam. But for me, I think Io would be the best choice. Io is one of the best women's competitors in the world, so she deserves it. And like I said, this would majorly play into the Damage Control storyline, and that Io flat out deserves success, and Io deserves a title. She deserves to be running her own brand and everything. Next up is Zelina Vega. Now, this is mostly because I think Zelina is underrated. Zelina had a great match at Backlash. Don't say that Rhea carried her, because both of these women had a great match. And to say that Zelina got carried would be the absolute dumbest thing. But Zelina has been underrated for a long time. She's just been great, and she's hasn't gotten a lot of opportunities for some reason, which I don't know. But it seems like that Triple H has pretty high stock on Zelina. It's not just, maybe it's because that she's an LWO, yes, but Zelina has a lot of stock in her, and she's done so many great things in WWE. And I think her winning Money in the Bank would bring much needed attention to LWO. LWO needs something to happen for them to take them to that next level. They just can't ride off the cocktails of what happened at Backlash. LWO needs something major to happen, and I certainly don't think they're going to win the Tag Team Championships. Zelina Vega winning Money in the Bank would be great, and because the women's Money in the Bank is a toss-up this year, I think Zelina Vega would be a good candidate. I would love Zelina with the Money in the Bank briefcase. And I would love to. And since Asuka is I don't know how long Asuka's going to hold the championship for. I think that Zelina would be a good candidate to win. And I would definitely have her successfully cash in. Next up is Bailey. This plays into a couple of factors. And this is going to be one of the more bolder ones, because Bailey might not even win her qualifying match. Which, right now, I'm going to say that she does, and that we're going to see Io and Bailey in the Money in the Bank ladder match. But Bailey has already won the Money in the Bank ladder match, and her cash-in was perfect. But to me, Bailey winning Money in the Bank wouldn't even bug me at all. Because Bailey desperately needs something to go her way. Bailey's losing streak is at an insane high right now, I believe. And if she beats Mia Yim, I think this would be her first win in a long time, which is which is tough because I really want Mia Yim in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I think Mia Yim deserves something to go her way as well. But Bailey winning Money in the Bank, I would have no problem with. She's just one of those women wrestlers. She is just, no matter what happens, we're all supporting her. We're all rooting for her. And I think Bailey winning Money in the Bank would play into the fact that Bailey maybe wins Money in the Bank and maybe says to Io, I don't need you. Like, we get the ultimate, like, you would turn Io babyface, but Bailey has the Money in the Bank contract, and Bailey sort of goes like, you know what? I never needed Io. I never needed Dakota. I just needed to use you guys to get on top. And Bailey would prove a lot of people right. But, Bailey would just turn into this nasty heel, even a bigger heel than she is now, which I would love because I love Bailey as a heel. I hope that Bailey doesn't turn babyface. And that would be another great way to launch Io into a babyface run. And then when Dakota comes back, she turns babyface because of this. And maybe we get a little team kick run with Dakota and Tegan. But in terms of Bailey's cash-in, I think we could see something of Bailey. Imagine if Io beats Asuka, becomes the new women's champion, and Bailey cashes in on Io to become the brand new women's champion. That would be insane. Next up is Mia Yim, and this is sort of to get more eyes on the OC, because the OC is, a lot of people have eyes on the OC because of AJ Styles. I think a good way to get more eyes on the OC is to have Mia Yim win the women's Money in the Bank briefcase match. I think Mia Yim has had a solid return to WWE, but, more recently when AJ Styles was out, it was rough for Mia Yim. She was being placed in a lot of bad situation matches. And now since the OC has come back, I'm once again a little bit happy where Mia Yim is at. And now she's in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. I hope WWE just doesn't have Bailey just win easily. I hope this match is given time. And if Mia Yim qualifies, let's just say Bailey loses again, Mia Yim should be considered to win. This is why. I think Mia Yim is so underrated. Mia Yim was great in Impact. Mia Yim is championship worthy. She's a great wrestler. She's been in the game for years. Mia Yim, I think, does deserve some women's gold. And before you think I'm just tossing out women's gold to everybody, do some research on Mia Yim before you say she doesn't deserve gold. She's really great. And also, you can get Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson maybe as new challengers to KO and Sammy. Maybe get Styles to get into a title picture. And Mia with the Money in the Bank briefcase would be so good to see as well. Next up is the person who I think is going to win the Money in the Bank briefcase, or who I think that Triple H has in mind. That's Raquel. Now, Raquel and Shanti aren't going to last as a team. I can tell you that right now. Raquel heel turn would make sense. Raquel was a good heel overall in NXT. And it just seems like as a babyface, Raquel just isn't getting over enough. Now, many people may disagree with that, but Raquel is much better suited as an aggressive heel than what she is right now as a babyface. And the fans would love that if she turned heel. And I think if Raquel gets into the Money in the Bank ladder match, it's done and dusted. If Raquel does get in somehow, we already know that she's winning, because Triple H is so high on Raquel. He was high on her in NXT, and we know that a lot of people that are running WWE now are high on Raquel. And if she gets into the Money in the Bank ladder match, I have no reason to believe that she won't win. Now, I want Io to win, and I still think Io could win, but if Raquel gets a qualifying match or something, becomes the last woman in, she might win it. Now, on the men's side, the person who I most want to win is LA Knight. LA Knight deserves this. LA Knight is the definition of who should be winning Money in the Bank contract. And LA Knight is the definition of who you should be giving the Money in the Bank contract to. And to me, this would create a whole new character for LA Knight. LA Knight having brand new promo work, roasting the locker rooms, people just hating him because he won Money in the Bank. And people just hating him because the crowd is just on his side and just so much. WWE would just skyrocket if they strapped the Money in the Bank contract to LA Knight. And I think LA Knight is not going to go after Roman Reigns. I think LA Knight would go after Seth Rollins, the fighting champion. And I think LA Knight should hold the Money in the Bank contract. He should be like Dolph Ziggler. LA Knight should wait for the absolute most perfect opportunity possible to win a championship. And I think if LA Knight wins Money in the Bank, he should absolutely become World Heavyweight Champion. Next up is Shinsuke Nakamura. This one is underrated to me because Shinsuke Nakamura still hasn't won a world title in the WWE, Universal or WWE title. And this includes becoming a World Heavyweight Champion because when Shinsuke came back to WWE, or when he first arrived in WWE, there was no World Heavyweight Championship. So, to me, Shinsuke winning Money in the Bank, I would not mind. I'm a huge fan of Shinsuke Nakamura. He definitely can get the crowd reactions. He'd definitely be a good winner. And I think the international crowd would go nuts in London if Shinsuke won Money in the Bank. Now, they would go more crazy for LA Knight, but Shinsuke is just that guy. And to me, Shinsuke versus Seth as a match would burn the mother loving house down. And Shinsuke, I think, would be a great World Heavyweight Champion. And I think Shinsuke would be a very good pick for Money in the Bank. Next up is Santos Escobar. And once again, this is to get more real estate for LWO. And the fact that Santos is facing Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali ain't beating Santos. And Santos right now is in such a good spot. Wise, again, a perfect definition of a Money in the Bank winner. LA Knight and Santos Escobar need to take that next big step because they never really had a big step in WWE. And this would be a perfect time to do that. Santos would be a good Money in the Bank winner. Now, I think that Santos and Zelina both winning Money in the Bank would be a bad decision. If Santos wins, I don't think Zelina should win. And if Zelina wins, I don't think Santos should win. That kind of thing. But Santos would be a great Money in the Bank winner. And I think he should also cash in on the World Heavyweight Championship. And it would be kind of cool to see that. Next up is Butch. And this comes under the assumption that Butch would switch to Pete Dunne if he qualifies for Money. Now, Butch is taking on Baron Corbin, which also leads me to believe that Butch is going to get into the Money in the Bank ladder match. And then Baron Corbin's going to NXT. But Butch, as soon as he wins, we should see Pete Dunne return in the UK. The perfect opportunity to return Pete Dunne is when he goes home back to the UK. Maybe it flips a switch back in Butch's head. He's like, oh, I'm in the UK now. I have to be Pete Dunne again. And I like the Butch character, but Butch's character, it's not believable to be a top of the line guy. Pete Dunne's kind of character is absolutely a champion. And I know for a fact that Triple H is desperately clawing at the bit to make that switch to Pete Dunne. And I think a big step towards that would be the Money in the Bank briefcase. I honestly wouldn't even be that mad if Pete Dunne confronted Roman Reigns. That would be kind of sick. Next up is Solo Sikoa. Now, a lot of people may be angry at this one, but Solo Sikoa would be interesting for a variety of reasons. Remember, the Bloodline wants everything in WWE. And now, the Usos are obviously going to be expelled from the Bloodline soon. I think this Friday on SmackDown or Money in the Bank is going to be the final straw. But I know a lot of people want Solo. I know a lot of people are assuming that Solo and Roman are going to take on the Usos just like me. But imagine if Roman just takes on Jimmy. That could spiral things to maybe Solo being in the Money in the Bank ladder match if Roman and Jimmy just fight it out. Now, there's obviously talks for a tag team match for Roman Reigns, which I'm assuming is the Usos versus Roman and Solo. This is the only tag team match I see being possible for Roman Reigns at a big PLE. But Solo winning Money in the Bank would be just cause for the bloodline. It would be them like hogging everything, them taking everything away. And imagine if just like Solo wins Money in the Bank and Solo wins the World Heavyweight Championship. This was just one to piss people off, but I thought it would just be funny to add this one in. Now that's it for the video. Drop in the comments who you want to win Money in the Bank and explain why. These are 5 superstars from female and male who I think would be good Money in the Bank winners, and I explained why they would be good Money in the Bank winners. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you all in